Namaste, Your Honor, and welcome to Soul Horoscope Super Scopes. My name is Christopher Witecki. I'm your Sensei to Sirius Joy, and I'm here to help you step into your personal power and your heart. And this is a horoscope, if you don't know, for Libras and Libra Risings, or the Step 6s. I call Step 6. That is the step you play in the role of Sirius Joy, of enlightenment. Is the 6th step, the step of giving and receiving. And what's poetically ironic is that this month with the Sun in Aries, you will be re-examining in a quantum way the way you want to give and receive, which means that the giver and receivers, the king and queens of giving and receiving, are reconsidering where to give and receive, which means I think everything on earth will shift as a result. You're going to see your passive-aggressive power here real shortly. But before that happens, let's look at some other issues with passive-aggressive. For one, Mars retrograde. Mars is in Libra, your sign, but it's retrograde, which means you are reconsidering until May 20th what actions to take everywhere in life. And really, in life, ego and action are one. So you're reconsidering action, identity, character, your entire, whether you are passive, whether you are aggressive, all those types of questions. Your ego and where it will express yourself. And this is a reconsideration after Saturn went through Libra. So this is now that you've been at the wheel for a while, feeling strong. What decisions do you want to make? What kind of person do you want to be? And that will be a question, really a question in my opinion, until May 20th. So give yourself the patience and the time. Saturn is finally retrograde, which means that money struggles will be on hold for a while. You're not going to have to manifest more than you can or have to push yourself with money or finance in that regard. It will, I think, come in. If you've worked really hard to raise your soul capital and self-esteem, you should, by law of attraction, begin to see in the retrograde the effects of your growth thus far. So that's good news. And career is going to move forward for Libras and Libra Risings now through the summer. So a lot of career, rapid growth. Open yourself up emotionally and remain flexible, of course, in the moment. That's one of the mantras you learned last month. But like I said, this month, it's really about how you give and receive. That is the basis of what balance is, the balance of giving and receiving, which is the basis of relations. And where you are quantum changing actually is what I call the Mirage. The Mirage is the way you relate to yourself. And the way you relate to yourself is extremely important because when you're going to be strong for someone else, someone has to be strong for you in the background, and that has to be you. And that's the secret sauce to a Libra and a Libra rising, is that they have to be impeccably strong for themselves first, before they're strong for others. So if you have tried to be strong for others before you've been strong for yourself, you may find that there's some quantum breakdown in the next 10 days because you just can't do it unless you're there for yourself. That is the nature of the universe and the way the universe is architected. I know your heart wants to be there for everyone, and it will, but it can't really in a quantum way until you're there for yourself in a quantum way. And that, in essence, describes the beginning of the week. As we move into the week, there will be breakdown on Monday or Tuesday where you might let yourself down. Now, you might let yourself down because you were trying to be there for others, of course, right? The moon in Capricorn is going to make it a very emotional-based issue and really hit home. Then the moon moves into Aquarius, so it really moves into the heart. So this is a home and heart-based letdown of yourself, but it really leads to all partnerships everywhere. So in your Mirage, learning that you have to be strong for yourself in a new way or first is the lesson. But I believe by Thursday there's a lot of healing there, particularly with love story and your personal heart's desire. And this Love Fest Day on Thursday will help Libras and Libra Risings, I think, to the heart. Go to the heart of things and help your heart and inner child heal. So the inner child will do some great healing. That means that marriage and partnership will go forward. All Libras on earth are not going to be single, let me tell you that. They're all going to be in great relationships, because if they're not, then what does that mean for relationships on earth? But in this particular moment, because your own, what you want to chase after is changing, what's sexy is changing, particularly Libra men, okay? The focus now is to honor what your heart wants and hold space for that. So by the end of the week, you must make decisions about the way you relate to yourself and ask yourself, are you relating to yourself in a way that encourages your heart, or are you relating to yourself in a way that doesn't encourage your heart? Being strong for yourself doesn't mean you bullwhip yourself like a drill sergeant. That's not being strong. That's being a shithead. Okay? So learning to innovate that strength in a way of being kind and gentle, treating yourself the way you would treat others, but never leaving your own side for someone else ever. I think that's the major new Libra 3.0 way. And so you'll make a decision, and it might be a lifestyle decision. So you might be deciding to leave a job or leave a lifestyle on Friday or Saturday that represents the Mirage change. That like, I'm not going to let myself be thrown to the wolves in this job because I'm letting myself down in the Mirage. So you will discover your weaknesses and you will find your solutions, I predict, by the end of the week. Taking a sneak peek at next week, it is on Sunday that is Lightcast Day. So on Sunday, you are loving and trusting to step into the new Mirage, which sets the stage for new marriages. And for those of you who are like, well, Chris, what about my marriages? You have to get the Mirage down because everything follows after the Mirage. So we'll work on marriage very next week here in the next horoscope. And you're going to find that there probably are marriage changes that happen almost radically quickly to Mirage changes. Even if you're involved in a divorce, even if you're single, even if you're in a good relationship, the Mirage change on Sunday, the light casting, will move to marriage changes on Monday. Has to happen. That's the order of events and how the universe works. That quick slide I showed you were for the 6VQ. So for those souls who have Venus in Libra, or what I call a 6VQ, a 6 Venus quotient, your love story really gets quite profound this week, actually. This will be the most profound week of love stories. Of course, if you haven't fallen in love with yourself, then you're out of light casting order. So this will be a quantum shift in falling in love with yourself. And in that quantum shift, by the end of the week, you will be at a passionate point. So wherever the 6VQs, Venus and Libras, are on Sunday of this week of Lightcast Day, it is a passionate day of hope and a lot of exchange with maybe uncertainty, and you must surrender to your passion and not let your mind go back and forth with the judging. You just got to surrender to that, and that's my advice for the 6VQ. So I think there's going to be some love story changes and events happening. Now, your call to action is to find out how this story ends. I've already recorded a whole Megascope monthly for March. It will talk about your issues with relationships and tell you a lot more of the backstory I can't tell in this horoscope. It's just $9.99, and it's soulmart.me. I appreciate it and thank you in advance for your purchase. All right, Libras and Libra Risings, I will see you in 7 days with more. Until then, namaste and live, love, be.
So